right. Good evening and welcome. Finally here. Was not going to be here about 5 minutes sooner, but to put the baby to bed, and she decided that she was going to wake up just a little sooner than we thought. So, well, we've got Cujo out taken for a walk. I'm here now. Yay! Um, so I realized, this, as I was reorganizing some of my mess over here, that I have some frogging to do. This inner ring here is the incorrect color. This pattern uses both solid triangles and triangle outlines, and it uses them both in the same area. And I was like, really? Really? Okay, so I'm going to frog that inner part before we move on. That way it's taken care of. Luckily, first I thought it was the whole part. It's just this inner part here. So that's not quite as detrimental as I thought it was going to be. So luckily it's not going to be too bad. I thought about frogging it off stream, but I also realized it was go time. So I figured I'd get that taken care of, and we can all chuckle about how I have to frog. Happens to the best of us. We all frog sometimes. I'm not perfect. I never pretended to be. I swear. So I'll pick out these stitches before we move on to our next part of the carousel horse. I thought this pattern had a little more blue in it than the purple here, so I'm not going to be reusing this floss because it's kind of crinkly and weird. But here we are. I'm just going to frog all these stitches out, and we'll make it go. I hope everyone's having a good night so far. It's Friday night, and I hope everyone's having a good time, even if you're here with me tonight. I know a lot of people are probably out at the movies tonight because, well, Infinity War came out today. And as much as I would love to go see it, I do have an 8-month-old, and my husband and I won't be making it to the movies to see it in the near future, but hopefully we'll get around to it. We still haven't seen Black Panther. So, that being said, please, no spoilers. I'm a little disappointed that we haven't been able to go see any Marvel movies since Spider-Man this summer. Our first date was Iron Man 3. So it's been kind of our thing to go see the Marvel movies together. Yeah, and I was very pregnant when Spider-Man came out, but I'm glad we got a chance to see it together before the baby was born. So luckily we got this taken care of early enough on stream that we don't have to worry about it moving forward. So excited, I got a brand new toy. I got a magnetic pattern holding board. Yay, it's just off screen holding my pattern. It now won't fall on top of me anymore. It's got a couple magnets, and I can even post up my color list so I can actually see what's going on. Alright, so where are we going now? Alright, we're going to be doing more of that 341. I actually had some of that already out, and I was going to get my needle ready to go, but alas, I had to frog a little bit first. But we got that done and taken care of, and now we don't have to worry about it. I am going to do a loop start here because I don't have to cut more floss. And I will probably be making a run to get more colors coming up, and more of this color, because I know I'm not going to have enough to finish this cross stitch. So let's keep going, moving forward, getting these colors in. Since now I've got a blended color as that darker color, and I'm moving into a one of the two colors of the blend, we're really gonna see how the gradation works, even more so than in the horse's stomach. So that's gonna be moving forward really nice. There we go. We'll get things going. I'm glad I caught my mistake early enough. Well, if it isn't a Naka who has just appeared out of the blue into chat. Hi, Naka. And Saren, thank you for the host. I appreciate that. Welcome. You just missed me having to frog stitches, so I am very excited that you didn't see that. No, well, this, and you probably are familiar with this, Sarah, and this pattern has both solid triangles and an outline of a triangle, and I mistook my solid triangles and my outline as a triangle for the same symbol when it was all in little 3/4 stitches. So, why you would use that symbol so close in proximity to each other, I don't know. So that was super frustrating. Hey Derpy Dev, good to see ya. Welcome. Hope you're having a good evening so far. I was so excited. Got Annika in for a bath, got her down, she was asleep, and then 5 minutes later she was standing in the crib. So the husband's out taking her for a walk so that she will go to sleep. So we're working on the saddle part. Yeah, I guess it's really a saddle more so than the blanket underneath. It gradates in from this purple into blue, so I think it's going to look really pretty once it's actually see some color. That's the one thing I dislike about the black and white charts, is that you can't really tell what the colors are going to look like as you go. Whereas a full color chart, you have a kind of a good idea what things are going to look like. Oh, and Naka, I am super excited because I got the email notification that my fabric has been shipped, so I cannot wait till it shows up in my mailbox. I might have to try to save to open it up on stream, and that way we get another great reaction like Saren did when she saw her fabric for the first time. So, yeah, I got that frogging taken care of, and now we're moving into some more of the saddle. Let's see, where are we going? And of course we have sevens and Z's right next to each other, so it's like, okay, which is the 7, which is the Z? You're in WoW World working on leveling a mage and regretting your choices. Did you go with Frost, Fire, Arcane? I've never been able to get a mage much past level 20. Just, I'm a hunter. I gotta shoot things with my arrow. I can't remember what my mage is. I have one. I think she's a panda. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've even touched her. Naka, I have no idea when it'll arrive exactly. Shouldn't be too long. Hope you love it. I am so excited. I am going to use that for the mermaid Sal, which is being lovingly called the seahorse Sal because it's a snarky mermaid. I don't know when I'm going to get to start it, but now I'm going to have fabric for it, so that's going to make it harder for me to resist starting it. But I got to get the goose done first. Got to get the goose done. Goose is looking good though. It is. I got a chunk done today. Driving down to San Diego tomorrow for a medieval event, so I'll have an hour in the car where I'll get to stitch on the goose both directions. Yay, goose. Still hoping to have the goose done before the end of the month. We're getting close where that may not happen. I may have to put off going back to the fish until the goose is done. Interrupting for Jungle Sal, of course, because I gotta see what cute critter we get to stitch up next. One, two. Hey Elf, how you doing? Welcome. As I was telling Sarah and Naka, you missed me having to frog stitches. That inner part that I did on stream yesterday through here, that was the wrong color. It was a similar symbol, but it was the wrong color. I'm glad you guys could all make it. Are you going back out? It's going... I hopefully won't have to cut things short tonight. The baby is looking to be a bit of a pain. She woke up again, so... This time, Gujo's taking the dog. Who wants to go out as well. Wishing that band-aids were not upstairs. Oh, that's right, you've been stabbing yourself in the finger. Have you bled on your project yet? You'd totally wrap your knuckle up if it weren't for having to go upstairs to get the band-aid. That's one advantage to living in a one-story apartment, that I don't have an upstairs or a downstairs. You bled on this one, like, page 1. Yeah, we'll see if we get to a point where I bleed for this project. I've started using tapestry needles, which I hadn't been using in the past, so they're not quite as sharp, so it takes a little more to make me bleed. But if I were doing bead work, I would probably bleed because the bead work needles are really tiny. So yay. Go over there. But it looks like you're making good progress on your Pokemon. I saw your Instagram update. You done with all the, well, as of yesterday, were you done with all the outline of, pardon me, the page you're on? Apparently you stab yourself so hard that it blunts go through just as easily as sharps and hurt more. Yeah, there is that. Okay. Trying to read the chart. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult. Yay, for getting the outline done. I've got to catch up to you, Elf. I've got to finish my goose. I'm getting closer, though. Goal's fill in all the colors before bed tonight. How close are you to getting that done? and a half colors to go. Excellent. Okay, now that I've got that tail secured, I think. Oh, I see what's going. I see what I did. Okay, never mind. I'm having struggles here today with this. You would think that if, of all the time I've been stitching, I wouldn't make as many silly mistakes. I guess that's the reason I make so many, because I'm overly confident, like, oh, I'm not going to make a mistake, and then I make 5, and I'm then cursing at myself. Let's try this again. There we go. Stay. Good floss. With all the WoW playing you have been doing, Saren and Naka, it makes me need to realize I need to jump back in and play some more. Been so busy between work and getting my streaming off the ground that I've let World of Warcraft fall to the wayside again. I did get the email from Blizzard saying that I was in the beta, which I wasn't surprised that the alpha is rolling into the beta. It usually happens. Really? It was just those 2 stitches? That's always frustrating. Let's see, it took you 4 pages to figure out that there were 2 different color pinks. It's a shade off, and the symbol is rotated 90 degrees. Oh, that's frustrating. Did you frog it, or did you just let it go? I may need to get a magnifying glass. I think yeah, that's a 7. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. Just trying to figure out where we were going. And sometimes you have to do it that way. Alright. You frogged it because Gengar looks funny with the wrong color pink. Isn't Gengar purpley? Or am I mixing up my Pokemon? I am super confused by all the different Pokemon now. I do still play Pokemon Go, and they've added the 3rd generation of Pokemon earlier. And I'm like, I don't know what half these Pokemon are. There we go. Black, purple, and pink outline. Okay, that makes sense. How many colors does the Pokemon project use? I like the look of it. It kind of has, it reminds me of the early Game Boy Color colors they used on that. There we go. I was off a row for a moment, and now I'm back where I need to be. So it has 27 colors. It's the original sprites. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm finding I do enjoy a project with a lot of colors sometimes, and other times it's nice to have minimal colors. Kind of excited about the Biscornu. I bought the pattern for the one I'm doing, and it's got like 6 colors. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I sometimes really enjoy what you can do with a full color palette. I also really enjoy some of the minimalist palettes that show how much you can do with very little. It depends on my mood. I like that the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery patterns have minimal colors, and I really am enjoying how the Dogs Who Time style has a decent range of color. Probably my vision over the Gen 1 pattern reminds me of playing red and yellow so long ago. I played blue. My brother had red and yellow. And then I also played Pokemon Silver. And then after that, I stopped following Pokemon. I got into college and was focusing on other things. Didn't get to play Game Boy as much. Yeah, a lot of my video game playing was swept to the wayside in college. Just didn't have time to play. There we go. Is that all? I think that's all the 7s. Alright, so then we're going to go into Z. And I'm not going to save that. See about making a trip to Michael's this weekend. I don't have as much of this color as I thought I did. And it's not going to make it through the whole pattern on this much. So you did red and blue, played gold, and then fell off. Yeah, I think I have Pokemon Pearl. Because I've said, oh, I'll play Pokemon, and I started playing it and going, I don't even know what the heck's going on anymore. What? I get 2 Pokemon in battle? I'm confused. I mean, you look at some of the Pokemon I look at and go, were they really that color? It's just been too long. Yeah, I mean, Pokemon was starting to get kind of big when I was in high school. Can't remember if my brother was in high school yet or not. I'm trying to remember exactly when I played. I don't think he was in high school yet. This is way longer than I need to deal with, so I'm going to cut this in half and use that for my length. Because I'm doing a blended color, so I'm not going to be able to do a loop start. I need more 310. I only have one more untouched skein, and I've got 14 pages. Yeah, it's a habit I've gotten into, and I kind of need to stop for a while. That every time a pattern called for 310 or white, I just picked up another skein whether I needed it or not, and now I have a lot of extra black and white skeins, which is awesome because you use those colors a lot, but at the same time I'm like, I don't need any more black or white. These was sixth or seventh grade when I started, but then I would have been in high school. Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to remember when my brother was playing, because he started playing before I started playing. It was fun. It was really great for, I was in the marching band, and it was really great for bus rides to band tournaments because you could, it was not super involved and you could kind of half play and half have conversation on the bus. When you started this project, you had 10 skeins of black, but between this and all the other projects, you're running low. Well, I know there's black in Dogs Through Time. No, there isn't black in Dogs Through Time. There was black in the Goose. I've got black in Jungle Sal. I've also got it in Fish, but it's only being used with a blended color, so there's not a lot of black. Just trying to remember what's in my book where I've also put black. This one uses black. So I think I've got white in all but one project as well. Just got a thumbs up from Cujo. Baby is asleep. Let's hope she stays that way. Which also means he can play some video games on his own. Cujo is an amazing dad and an amazing husband, and I will give him a shout out that he is awesome, and I love him very much. Alright, now that we've actually got color. Aw, thanks, Erin. Alright, where are we going? Naga witches are kicking your butt. Sorry, I am listening here. Oh, that's fine. I understand. I appreciate you guys being here and listening to me ramble. That is always nice to have people listen to me ramble. I'm pretty good at that. I can go on and on for a while. One stream day, stepdad was home and I discovered he was taking too much bandwidth. Yeah, that can do a thing. We'll see how things go. This is, if Cujo starts playing, this will be the first time that we've really pushed the limit of me streaming and him doing an online game. But I have streamed World of Warcraft, so, and it did pretty smoothly, so I don't think it's going to be too bad. We pay for a good chunk of bandwidth. And I've been watching my my OBS to see how my frames are going, and it looks like I haven't been dropping any frames, so there's that. Well, if you had streamed today, even if you stream during the week, I will try to at least lurk when I'm at work. I don't always get to watch pretty heavily. We don't. I have to watch on my phone, so I can't always pay attention. It wouldn't be so bad if he wasn't playing a free MMO that was horribly optimized. Even with me doing nothing online, it was still super sketchy for him to play the game. Yeah, sometimes those games are horribly optimized. That's why I'm kind of wondering how things are going to go with Cujo, because he's been playing PUBG, and PUBG is, I've heard that it's not that well optimized despite everything. So we will see where we get tonight with this. I hope that everyone's enjoying the Carousel Horse. If not, I do have other cross-stitch projects I can work on stream. If anyone has any requests based on what they've seen on my Instagram or know or have heard that I've worked on, please feel free to let me know. Bigger projects like this one sometimes are good to be broken up by smaller projects. I know Saren is taking a break from her Pegasus. She's been stuck in green confetti hell, and I don't blame her, because confetti hell is never fun, especially when it's the same color. It's not as bad when it's multiple colors, it gets kind of interesting, but when you're doing the same color over and over, you're just bored. So far, this one hasn't fallen into any confetti. It's been just different color, like rings of color, which is nice for easier stitching. The chart is proving to be the hardest part of this whole thing, is reading this chart. I should take a small picture of the corner of it somewhere that isn't obvious what things are, and just to give everyone an idea of what it is. It is hard to read. I'm thinking I'm gonna need to get a magnifying glass. And I'm pretty nearsighted. I've got terrible vision, but I can see really well close up. And I am having to get really close to double check that I've got the symbol right on some of these. Maybe should make us work on Ocelot. Yeah, that would be interesting. Get that one done. I don't know what I'm going to do with it once it's done. Put it on the wall behind me. Look, I did it, I swear. I'm also going to try not to start too many new projects. It's tempting though, when you've got fabric and floss, you're like, I want to start the thing. And then your friends are like, you should start the thing. You're like, but I have to finish the other thing. You can do both, but I have to finish the thing. And I'm out of Q-snaps anyway. I don't have any more Q-snaps. I have some hoops, but I've really fallen in love with the Q-snap. I don't think I can go back to the hoop except for on the Ocelot, because it's already there and I just don't want to take another Q-snap. I know, I have to buy more Q-snaps. Then I can stitch all the things. You have so many knitted kitted projects. Yeah, I've got one project kitted and 2 kits. The biggest thing for me is I don't have a lot of fabric, so since I don't have fabric, it's harder for me to start a project. And I've gotten, now that I've started stitching on 28 count even weave again. Saren says she wants to talk about how many kits she has ready to go. More than me. I have one kitted out project and 2 kits. So I have 3 that I could start. don't have, other than that, I just have some black Ada, 18 count Ada that I don't know what I'm going to do on it yet. You think you still have the kit record? More than you may be able to stitch in your lifetime. They may get inherited by the kids. Yeah, I hope I can at least get the carousel horses stitched in my lifetime. I would hate to give up on that project. Because they're so pretty. 2, 3, 1, 2. And I know my mom has some like dimensions kits that if I really needed a project, she'd let me go through them and probably acquire one or two. Gotta give Cujo a little bit of a break. So, question for you guys. Cujo and I are in the process of looking for a bigger place. We've been looking on and off for a while. If we get a bigger place, I'll have a more dedicated stream space. And Cujo promised me that when we got a bigger place, I could put together my Lego carousel. Would you guys want to see that on stream? Do a Lego day as I put Lego pieces together? Lego on stream, yes. Okay, yeah. I have Hogwarts. I used to work at Legoland back just as early out of high school and in college. I used to work at that little theme park. And when I worked there, I got a killer discount on Lego bricks, so I managed to pick up all the Lego kits for the first 2 Harry Potter films. So those are all put away right now because they were taking up space. And it was very sad when Cujo suggested I take apart Hogwarts and put it away. And then he looks at me and goes, "But just think, when we have a place where you can put it on this display, you can build it all over again." And I said, "Okay." That's kind of how he sold me on it. Am I? Okay, I thought I would lost where I was. I don't know when I ran out of Lego kits. Maybe I'll put up a donation so people can donate to buy more Lego. When the live action Beauty and the Beast came out, there was a really cool Beast Castle Lego kit, but I couldn't afford it. I really want it, and I can't justify buying it. They have Cinderella's castle as a Lego kit, for it's officially licensed by Disney, and it's so cool looking, and I'm like, I don't need this, but I kind of do. Yeah, I have a few Lego kits, and Cujo has a Y-Wing to put together. I got him for Christmas, so he's been waiting on that one as well. So build all the streams, build all the streams, build all the things on stream. On the plus side, I can see where I frogged, and based on where I frogged, at least I counted correctly. That makes me happy. Yeah, I understand that, not being able to justify buying anything, especially with work and everything. That was kind of how things were when I was on disability for the baby. It was like, oh, I'm only bringing in a portion of my paycheck. I can't buy the thing. I want the thing. Luckily, in a lot of cases, I have a lot of the embroidery floss colors. I didn't have to pick up as many colors as I thought I would have to for the carousel horse. I had quite a few already. I do have to go through and seriously organize my floss a little better than it is right now. I've got it in so many different containers right now, for a different container for each project. It helps, and I know where all my colors are for what project I don't have to worry about going, oh wait, I need this color from this project, or making sure I have enough. Costs to renew your license and your car registration, because of course those both came due while I'm out of income. Of course, that's the way it always works. I think my license is up next year. I don't remember, and it's going to cost more for my driver's license because California is finally getting on the Real ID thing, and I'm going to have to go into the DMV with that. Take care of that. I just did pay my car registration, which is nice. That always comes due about tax time, so usually we've got our taxes done ahead of time. So that's all taken care of, and we've been lucky to have refunds, so I usually use the tax refund to pay for my car registration. Yes! Got my counting right. Though I still need to put the sticker on my car. I don't plan on flying anywhere soon, but having the Real ID will make it so I don't have to have a passport to fly on domestic flights. Though I probably should consider getting a passport again. I don't remember where mine was. It's long expired, but I had one. And if we ever plan to have the big camp out at Saren's, we'll definitely have to have a passport to get up there. You hear that, Saren? We're coming over and we're camping in your yard. Yay! Yeah. But I gotta get my passport first. We'll just take over and drive Cal and the kids crazy. At least in California, your driver's license always expires on your birthday. I don't know about other states. I guess that way it's easier to remember when your driver's license is supposed to expire. Just a matter of remembering the year. I think it's 2019 for my driver's license. I don't remember. I recently did get a new driver's license because of the name change when I got married. I chose to take Cujo's last name, so... Yeah, car registration really depends on when the car was purchased and when it was registered for the first time. And my car registration went up again. Oh, good old California. Car registration is not supposed to go up, it's supposed to be going down slowly as the car gets older. But no, At least I didn't have to smog my car this year. In California, once your car is over a certain number of years old, every other year you have to take it to get a smog check done. Not sure if that's true in other states. Don't know if there's a grace period in California or not. Oh, my autofocus. Let me fix that. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I just go to the auto club, AAA, and I pay my registration there because then I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to go to the DMV. I don't have to wait in line. I don't have to worry about it getting lost in the mail. I don't have to do it online. Just go in, pay my registration, get my sticker, and I go home. Missions are required in Colorado for 7 model year or older, and it's every other year unless the vehicle is like 80 or older. Yeah. Well, I know California's got some of the strictest admission standards, which is nice in some ways and not nice in others. It makes sense. I'm not against it. Gotta take care of the air. LA still has a smog problem, but it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. So, yay for something works in terms of cleaning up the environment. If I wasn't going to a medieval tournament tomorrow, I'd be probably going up to LA to go to the fabric district. I don't really need any fabric right now for costumes and whatnot. I can always use more cross-stitch fabric, but you don't really it like find that in LA in the fabric district, though I've not really looked, so it's entirely possible that they do sell this kind of stuff by the yard. It would be a matter of looking. I'm sure somebody knows. It's very easy to get lost in the LA fabric district. It's kind of amazing though. You go to these stores and they're just floor to ceiling of bolts of fabric. And what are you looking for? What kind of fabric? How much you want to spend? You can find so many treasures. And I'm convinced there are some shops in the Los Angeles fabric district that are like the room of requirement in Harry Potter. I've only ever found them like when I needed a specific thing, like trim or whatnot, and then I've never been able to find the shop again. When I was looking for trim for one of my dresses for Renaissance Fair, I was like, found this great little shop, found this trim, it was perfect, I love it. I've never been able to find that trim shop again. So if you hate driving on any highways, you don't want to drive through downtown Los Angeles. It is a zoo. I hate doing it. I do it when I have to go to the fabric district, but overall, if I can avoid going to the fabric district or having to drive to the fabric district, I will. If other people want to drive there, I'm like, yes, please drive. I don't want to drive here. The last time I went, I was pregnant because I had to make a dress for fair. I could not wear what I had been wearing because I could not wear a corset anymore. Alright, getting there. Yes, and that is one of the. You're absolutely correct, Elf. Corsets are surprisingly comfortable if they are made to your measurements and you are laced correctly. I wore a corset in my wedding dress. I was in a Victorian corset for the entire 12, 14 hours I was in my wedding dress the day I was married, and I was fine. My in-laws at one point asked me if I was ready to get out of the dress. I said, actually, I'm quite comfortable, even in the corset. When I was shopping for wedding dresses, was looking for ideas. I wasn't sure if I'd find what I wanted. I was open to looking at stuff, but we were leaning toward my mom making the dress, which she ended up doing, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I mentioned the possibility of wearing a corset, and the lady at the bridal shop was like, "You don't want to wear a corset for like 12 hours." And I said, I do Renaissance Fair. I've been in corsets for 12 hours. It's not that bad. It's actually really good for your back support as well. Oh yes, I agree. At the end of the day, it feels so good. We jokingly at fair call it the out of bodice experience. It is the best feeling. I wish it was a little more practical to wear daily than they are, because I get the best support and the best back support in them. All right, so show that for right now. Got a little more there. I'm actually going to be stitching the section that I messed up on earlier after I get this on my card. Alright, what color are we in next? 775. I think it's the color that I'm almost out of with on the goose. Does the goose use 775? Trying to remember. Yes, the goose uses, yeah, it uses a lot of 775. Like everything is blended with 775. And with the goose, I just have the green, the 524 and the 775 blend together, left of the 775. Yeah, it's like the whole sky, and a little bit on the daffodil has it as full cross stitches. Come on, do what I want you to do. Alright. Now to use the color that I should have used the last time. Get these stitches started, and then I'm going to take a quick walk around stretch break, get some more water in my cup, maybe consider something a little heavier than water. I don't think I want tea, but it might be Scotch o'clock. Adult water, yes, adult water. Tasty, tasty adult water. So after been using different sizes of Q-snaps, I really like the portability of the 8x8. I like the stitching size of the 11x11, but I really like doing an 11x8 is, I think, almost the ideal size. It's the size of a piece of paper. It's Friday night. Why not? Baby's asleep. It's Friday night. Hanging out with you guys. And please, no movie spoilers, of course. I know some of us are not going to be able to go see this movie anytime soon. Others are going to have to wait till it comes out on Blu-ray or digital or anything. Thinking I will finish up this color and then I will take a walk around break. So on the pattern, at least for this section, it's all done as 3/4 cross stitches, but I decided to do them as full stitches and then let the back stitching turn them into the 3/4 stitches for the visual look. Because why take that time and extra floss when I'm just going to back stitch over it? And this will be a project that I won't backstitch as I go. I will wait till I'm done to backstitch. I tend to do that with most projects. I find for me backstitching is kind of like dessert, so I like to save it till the end. It's been kind of interesting doing the backstitching as I'm going with the stitch-alongs. For the Jungle Sal, it's not that big of a deal. Getting wild on a Friday hype. Yeah, getting wild on a Friday. Woo! Getting wild stitching. Go us. But like as I was saying with the Jungle Sal, there's very little back stitching. It's just like outlining around the eyes, adding a little detail to give the animal a mouth. So that one didn't seem like such a big deal in my brain to do the back stitching as I was going. With the dogs through time, they're well contained, so doing the back stitching with each clue is working out okay. We should have a stitch and drink night. Yes. Pick your beverage of choice. Don't have to have an adult beverage. You could have water or tea, and just sit and have a true stitch and bitch. That would make a pretty good multi-stream for anyone up for streaming on a stitch and drink night. Awesome. We will keep that in mind. That would be a lot of fun. I don't know how well the camera is picking it up, but the gradation and the blue purple to this light blue is really pretty. It started out with a blend, the solid color, a blend, and then the next solid color. So it really gradated in really nice. Kind of like the way the sky did in the goose. It has this color blue, it goes to a mix of blue and yellow, and then it's finally the solid yellow in places. And I love the way it looks. I love when they do that with blended colors in stitching. It makes for a really pretty effect. You love the gradient stuff thingy words in the black to the gray of the horse. It's gorgeous. Oh, thank you. That one is actually, none of that is done with blends. Those are all just different grays. So I thought that was neat that they were able to gradate that well with the grays, whereas this one is going from this purple to blue with the blended colors. And looking at the pattern, there's going to be more of this subtle gradation with the horse's flanks and legs and even a bit into the face. Alright, just going to do the other side of this color before I take my stretch break. Gotta get up and walk around, stretch. Yeah. Man, gold duck, so much color. Other than blue, what color are they using for gold duck? Gold duck is not my favorite Pokemon. I'm a big fan of Psyduck because he's cute and yellow. Gold duck is not cute and yellow, but he's a duck, so I kind of like him. Blue and blue. And even though I really don't need Psyduck in Pokemon Go, I can't help but catch every Psyduck that pops up because he's a duck. And ducks are adorable. But he's almost completely filled in where others aren't. Okay, that makes sense. I can't wait to see the in-progress picture. I've really been enjoying watching you stitch the Pokemon stitch. The TV show made you really love Psyduck. He's so cute and so hopeless. He is just so adorable. How could you not love that little face? And then watching Misty get so angry at Psyduck for being so stupid that you just can't help but love Psyduck. And when he gets really confused, he kicks butt. It's also that me having the thing for ducks. Right. Yay! Oh, that looks much better than it did. I'm glad I caught my mistake early on because that gradient, the gradient of the purple is really pretty. Starmie goes Psyduck when he was a really bad headache, not when he was confused. I'm sorry, Naka. It's been, you know how long it's been since I've seen the Pokemon show? Keep dropping my needle. Oh, I was mixing it. Psyduck cast confusion, right? That's what he can do. Poor Psyduck. But he's cute. Alright, so I'm gonna take a quick break. Still sending yours into your finger. I'm going to take a quick break. As you can see, I've got a little more of that done. I wish that this section showed up better on the camera. It's just so light that it doesn't show up very well, but it shows up pretty decently in pictures. I'm going to take a quick walk around, get myself some more to drink, and then I'll be back in about 5 minutes up on the long end, hopefully a little less than that. See you in a moment. All right, and I am back. Yay! I got some more water. I got something to drink. And thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're gonna move into the center part of that part of the saddle, which is white, which will actually show up because it's surrounded by blue and purple. Yay, finishing the blue! Color finish hype. Yellow for Ninetales, pink for Wigglytuff. Is it the evolved one? That's Wigglytuff. And brown for Doug Trio, and orange for Rapidash. Yay! I know all my 151 Pokemon. Once we get past that, I go, I'm not sure what that is. I think in some ways they just ran out of ideas and said, oh yeah, we can make a cactus into a Pokemon. I was like, okay, this is a Pokemon? Sure, alright. Whatever you say. I will say, watching you do the Pokemon makes me want to do it, but then I also realize that doing that would be a very, very bad idea. Because I have so many other works in progress. And before you say it, Naka, yes, I could always start another one. I know. I can do all the things. I just don't have enough time to stitch all the things. If I didn't have to work or care for my little one, I would be stitching all the things. I see an eye in the corner of my mouth, but it kind of has the Wigglytuff look. I haven't seen Wiggly yet, which means it's not Jigglypuff, as pattern puts evolved forms on the top, base forms on the bottom. Okay. So, probably a Wigglytuff. You'll find out in like 5 pages. Alright, so into the white. Luckily, it's just... Oh, and he's on the next page. Oh, that's cool. That's not so bad. You don't have to wait until you get to the next row of pages. You know you saw Chansey already? Excellent. So you said you were going to do a wall scroll with Pokemon, or were you actually going to frame that one? Because that would look great either way. Wall scroll, excellent. Yeah, I think that's what we do with my fish. I'm gonna make a wall scroll out of the fish. I think I might turn Ocelot into a pillow. I think that would be the best use for him. Then I can punch him and throw him at things after being so frustrated with him. Or I can just give it to the baby. Baby can have it as a pillow. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the goose. Besides fold it up and put it away with all my other folded up and put away cross stitches. That's what I tend to do. I stitch them and then I put them away and then I never see them again. I really need to get in the habit of getting my work framed or just displayable. It's funny when I'm on breaks at work, people who see me stitching will ask, "Oh, what are you working on now?" Because it seems to them that I never have the same stitch. Because they always seem to catch me like when a release comes for a stitch along. It's like, oh, I'm working on this stitch along this time. And the next time they catch me with one of my longer projects. And then they see me with the other stitch along. Come on. Behave, Floss. Why does it seem that your Floss never wants to behave? I just want you to turn into pretty little X's. You really want to focus on Pokemon until it's finished. I'll probably break for the Sal release every month, and then I'll do the Biscornu, but that's so small otherwise. Hardcore Pokemon. Which I think the Sal breakups will probably help you stay focused on Pokemon, because at least for me, I'm finding that every like 15 days having a new pattern to work on kind of helps me focus on the bigger project. Going, oh, on Tuesday I get to do the next part of Into the Jungle, yay! And then go back to the bigger project, and then get excited about the Dogs Through Time release. I'm really hoping that we get some like our 1980s dogs with punk mohawks. I think that'd be awesome. That's what I'm rooting for. 1980s dog. I got my Elizabethan dogs. Yeah, I've been through those stitching lulls where you just like, I don't want to stitch anything right now. There's nothing wrong with having a stitch. Mohawk. I got my fingers crossed. Saren, we'll get your Mohawk dog. It would be really cute if it was a pug with a Mohawk. I also really want a Greyhound in somehow be incorporated as one of the dogs. And that would make my day. Everything else would be gravy. You just want to fish in between cat frames. That would be cute too. I don't see why not. Like, do a fish and on for cats and like a bone for the dogs. Or a mouse. I think a mouse with the cats would be cute. And we give the dogs a squirrel, because you know dogs like to chase squirrels. At least my dog, that's her favorite part of when we go for runs, is the squirrels. Doesn't care about the rest of it, but she gets to see squirrels, and that's like makes her entire day. Oh, it's funny because she's not paying attention to where we're going. She's just so focused on the squirrel that I'll start to turn a corner, and then she'll run into the stroller. So I usually go for a run with the baby. Baby takes a nap, mom runs, dog trots alongside. It works pretty good for the three of us. I'm having a little problem with a knot right now. I... Oh, don't do this to me. It's doing this to me. It's not even... Can I get it out that way? This may be one I have to cut. Just killed another marker. Highlighting. I've made some working copies of my pattern. I'm trying to highlight them so I can kind of have an idea of where I am and find any stitches I miss. And I will be honest, when I found missed stitches, I've kind of filled them in off stream. So I don't have to worry about that. It's usually like just a 3/4 stitch here or a 3/4 stitch there. There we go. Alright, we're just about done with the white in this section. And there's not really any... Well, there's some white up in here, but it'll be easier to stitch that once I establish some color. So now I have to decide if I want to go this way or go that way. I think I'm going to go this way and try to get the horse's rear end done before I move into the front half. The way this pattern unfolds, I've got the back part of the horse on what's almost like 4 pages. Yay, horse butt. And the front part is on another 2 different pages, so I'll probably work the back half of the horse before I move to the front half of the horse. And I think I'll finish the horse before I move into the border. I think it'll just be easier that way. And the border's interesting enough that after finishing the horse, I don't think I'm going to get bored. It's got fans and leaves and flowers. I think it'll be pretty interesting to do. Alright, now that we're done with the white, for now, there is more white in this. Trying to keep my floss organized. So since we're going to move up and out and into the saddle and into the horse butt, so we have horse stomach. Unfortunately, most of the horse's butt is covered by this kind of floofy thing, but it should still be pretty. And once we get that established, we can move into the tail and into the legs. So if I did that right, the X symbol is a light brown. 3, 4, 3. Don't know why I keep leaving this out of frame. I mean to leave it in frame. Getting used to that still. Yeah, again, if you're watching and you can't see something, please, by all means, let me know if I'm out of frame. I do try to glance up at my preview window on OBS so I can see what's going on. But stitching on stream is completely different than stitching off stream. At least for me, there's a different mentality, there's a different focus. Let's see. Alright, so there's that. We're going to move up into the saddle. And okay. Just trying to decide how I want to tackle this. Okay. When I'm stitching off stream and on the couch, I tend to curl up with my feet tucked under me in a super kind of comfy position, leaning on the the arm of the couch. Here I'm in a chair, and I'm probably not in the best chair. I'm in a nice, sturdy wood chair, but I don't have a comfy computer chair or anything like that. Maybe someday I will save up the money to get a really fancy chair, which would be really awesome. There we go. Get my 3/4 stitches done. I want one. Do they come in blue? It becomes a matter of saving up for such a chair. It's not really in the cards right now. They do come in blue. Because I know, Naka, you have a pink one, right? And you too, Elf, if I remember correctly. And I do like the color pink, but my favorite color is blue. So I would need a blue one. And you took your old office chair, tore the back off, and now you have a rolling ottoman. Awesome! That's the way to do it. Come in loads of colors. Get an Ewin racing chair. I could put it on my Christmas list, right? Maybe somebody will decide that they think that I should have one. Yeah, I know the Girl Streamers have a code for bunch off. If I ever do get one, I would definitely use the Girl Streamers code. I watch the Girl Streamers channel occasionally. Sometimes not when Saren's on, sometimes other times. Where am I? Oh, I'm right there. Okay. And then yeah, sometimes keeping track of where I am on this pattern is a little difficult. I'm sure that Saren can agree with some of that keeping track on the TW design patterns are difficult at times. And so, benefit to the partnership and don't feel bad of taking advantage of it. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm sure they get some kind of something. Stitching late at night. Stitching late at night, stitching while distracted by reading chat. Night, Naka. And good night, Saren. Yeah, have a lovely evening. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out with me. I'm probably going to go for like another 30 minutes, trying to stream for 2 hours at a time. I appreciate you guys joining me, and I look forward to seeing you the next time. Oh yeah, there'll be a progress pic. I'll probably post it tonight after I'm done. Not sure how much further I'm going to get tonight. It all depends. Thank you, Naka. Sleep well. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5 stitches. we're getting somewhere. It's starting to look more like a whole lot of nothing. I won't lie. I can see where this is going because I know what the pattern looks like. But and that's one reason I post the thumbnail, what it's going to look like to help give everyone else an idea of where this is going. But yeah, it looks like a whole lot of nothing. A lot of pretty nothing, but it's a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, I yeah, I feel you there, Elf. I used to reading patterns, kind of seeing where things are going. And even in the a black and white pattern, I can kind of envision the colors, especially if I know the palette of where things are going. I will say I do prefer stitching using a full color pattern. It's much easier for me to read, and I find that I make less mistakes than with a black and white pattern. I'm guessing Pokemon is just straight black and white. Oh, it's in color, really? Oh, that's cool. I don't need another pattern. I don't need another pattern. I don't need another pattern. Someday, I will do an epic stitch, whether it be a Heaven and Earth Designs or something like that. As epic as I've gotten are the TW designs. Oh, the color and the symbol choices were poorly made. Yeah, I can see where that could be a problem. It's tough when you've got symbols that are similar to each other, and you're but why? Is it full color or is it just like a green, blue, red, black? Full color, okay. I don't mind the green, blue, red, black type of patterns. That's actually how the fish stitch is. It's in that kind of palette, so that's easy to read. But for each symbol, there's three versions, rotated at 9-degree increments. Why would they do something like that? That makes it harder to read and more easy to make mistakes, especially if they're using the same symbol with the same color. Because at least if I'm going to use a similar symbol, I would try to use it in completely different colors. Like pink, blue, and yellow for... Oh. Oh, that's no. I could see using the V and then maybe either the less than or greater than symbol, but not the three of those. This one uses the V and the less than, but not... And it also uses like the equal sign and then two like equals and then two parallel vertically, which is doable. Where was I? And the actual colors are light brown, V, brown. Oh. Yeah, that would be frustrating. I'm glad that you're able to keep it straight because again, it is looking amazing. And it's gonna look so amazing when it's done. Alright, so which way are we going now? Okay, seeing where things are going, would be easier not to count that far. So I may change colors again. Oh, well, maybe not. No, I'm gonna change colors again. Once you notice it, I knew to watch for, but boy, did it catch me off guard when I first started working. I understand why it's an incompleted project so far. Yeah, I can see where that people would get frustrated with how the color on the pattern is going. But hey, you can say you were the first to finish it. Alright, so we're going... Let's see... Looks like we're going back to that one color. Which is actually not that color. It is more 775. Are you the furthest along? I see that usually there's at least three other people working on the same pattern. Well, regardless of who finishes it first, you will be the first person I know that finishes it. I am. One just started, was on page 2 last I looked, and the furthest I've seen was on page 8 or 9, and you're on page 16. And you're averaging less than 15 hours per page. It's still crazy. I'm just floored by how fast you're able to work. Is everything okay in there, Cujo? I'm hearing noise coming from the living room. Huh? Oh, okay. Sorry, it was just... My husband's cleaning up the living room and he's making interesting noises. I was kind of confused. Current average is 13 hours per page. That's crazy. Do you know what the stitch count is per each page? Approximately? Okay. So, as we're getting to about 15 minutes or so left in stream, my schedule for next week is probably going to be some more of the later evening streams because of my work schedule. It's just the way it's going to have to work. Right now, I'm trying to average 3 streaming days a week for sure. You've got 4,900 stitches for most of the pages. That seems like so much, but I realize it probably isn't that bad considering how big the project is. But yeah, I have my work schedule puts me off in the early evening, so I'll probably have the later evening stitches coming, streams coming up. If you're able to make it, great. I appreciate everyone coming out and being here. It's been awesome to have the support of this community. I wish I could stream earlier so I could get some of the people on the East Coast to come and hang out, but I understand that it's late. It's already tomorrow for people on the East Coast, so I get it. Totally understand. And not everyone's a crazy night owl. I'm not much of a night owl myself. I do sometimes stay up late, but not always. Just trying to see where I was. Sometimes with the 3/4 stitches on the pattern, it's difficult to tell exactly where you're going. Depending on how much stitching I get to do on Into the Jungle, I may save posting that on Instagram until after I show it on stream because I think it might be cool. Not truly night owl, but he tries to stay up until the boyfriend goes to bed. Yeah, that makes sense, and he's in this time zone, so yeah, that's only an hour ahead of you, or hour earlier than you. So that's not so bad. At least he's not on like the East Coast or something where that time difference would be really brutal. I tend to be more of a morning person myself. My job tried for years to make a night owl out of me and failed miserably at it. I do work shifts sometimes, like 5 in the morning to 1 p.m., which are great shifts because you've got the whole day, you take a quick nap, and you're good. But it is, with the little one, I have to give myself an extra hour in the morning to get myself ready to make sure things are ready for her for the day. East Coast would be better. He goes to bed around 11 p.m. Pacific time. If he were the East Coast, it would be nice. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess it's better that you're not on the East Coast then. So, let's see. You'd never be able to do it if it's still East Coast. Yeah, I get that. My brother's currently on the East Coast. I don't talk to him as much as I wish I could. Him being in the Navy and all. But he seems to be okay. He's doing good from what I understand. Man, so much work, but Golduck really pops right now. Yeah! I can't wait to see the progress picture. Just want to finish this row, and then I will probably be calling it. And we'll see how far I get on my goose this weekend. Really want to get him finished up before the first with the Into the Jungle Sal, picking up But I think regardless of where I am, I think I am going to make sure that I finish the goose before I go on to working on my fish again. That way I've got all my works in progress under control. Back home from work, and apparently Zeke was being fussy with Daddy again. Yeah, they tend to do that. Hey, Hikari, welcome. Nice to see you here. Yeah, you're right, Alf. I'll finish the goose soon. It's just a matter of setting aside the time to force myself to work on it. I really have been enjoying the goose stitch very much, to the point that if I'm ever looking for a new pattern, I would consider getting some more from Green Terrace, because I really like the way it was charted, it was easy to read, it's been a lot of fun. And anyone who didn't participate in the SAL, I would say, yeah, go do the goose anyway, or something else, because it was a really great pattern to stitch. Kind of feel like it was the perfect advanced beginner pattern. Let's see. So I skipped 1, 2, 3, skip 1, and then 1. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I wanted 2 rows overage would have really helped things line up really well. I think it helped, at least for me, that I only stitched what was on each page instead of bleeding into the next page. Because it really, at least I could see that hard edge when I went on to the next page. At least stitching the 4th page has been really simple because I've got that corner to work out of. Oh, it's the same way with the Pokemon. That's a bummer. This one has 4 rows of overlap on the pages that it overlaps with, which is nice. Makes it easier to figure out where you are. Let's see. Nope. Just trying to finish up this row, and then I can go to bed too. You actually prepped all the page Pokemon by making the black stitches on the top and the left edges for reference, because every Pokemon has black outlines. It makes it really easy to just have one color reference. Yeah, that makes sense to me. That way you can tell where you're going and where you've been. Oh, come on, where is that? There we go. And once you do that, you notice your error rate page 3 kicked your butt. You had to frog half the black. Oh no. Well, at least you figured out the solution so you don't make as many errors. I don't think I've ever worked on a project where I haven't made at least one error, whether I've caught it right away or not till later on down the road. Alright. I'm actually going to do one more stitch because of how it lines up. And then I'm going to call it there. So despite having to do some frogging early on, I think I made some decent progress tonight. It's starting to look more like a thing and less like a blob. And once I get the back part of the horse established, we'll really be able to tell what it is I'm actually stitching, which is always exciting. I love the way a cross-stitch project kind of evolves and you start to see everything take shape. Let's see. Okay, this was like, what did I do? There's still mistakes, but a lot of time I leave them because it's just proof that it's handmade, but there's a line. There's a line to walk. Yeah, it's depending on, if it's a major mistake, sometimes you have to frog it. If it's not so major mistake, it's not so bad. Well, I want to thank everyone for stopping in tonight. It has been fun. Glad that everyone who was able to stop by was able to come by. I really appreciate the support. It's making this so much easier, and I was so nervous the first time I started streaming, but now that I've been doing it for over a week, I'm really enjoying it, have a lot of fun. Appreciate everyone listen to me ramble on for a while about cross stitch or whatever. Conversation's great. I am having a blast. So everyone have a good night. Have a great weekend. I don't think I will be doing any surprise streams this weekend. I've got some things going on. So my next stream will be Wednesday, looking at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time again. Long distance craft circle. Yes, exactly. This is my craft circle, and I sit and craft while you guys stream, and you guys sit and craft while we each other stream. Is great. Gives you some time to work on everything. So I hope everyone has a good night. Don't stay up too late if you're in a in a time zone where it is super late. If you're like me on the Pacific Coast, you might be thinking about bed anytime soon. Have fun. Have a great weekend, and I hope to see you guys next week. Have a good night, everyone.